Beyond the Hype, a fashion lifestyle tech podcast. Presented by Stephanie Williams and Greg Lewis.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It's time for another deep dive. And today, we're tackling something that's kind of hard to ignore these days. AI.
It really is everywhere you look, right?
It is, and specifically, we're looking at how it's shaking things up in the creative world. I know some of you, you've shared concerns about AI replacing jobs.
Yeah, I can see why.
And I get it, those headlines can be a little scary.
For sure.
But you're also curious about the opportunities, and that's where it gets really interesting.
Definitely.
So we've got a stack of articles and research right here.
Yeah.
Ready to unpack both sides of this AI revolution. So let's get to it.
You're spot on. It's totally a time of huge change, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
And the impact of AI on creative jobs, it's not a simple answer. It's not black and white. There are challenges, definitely, but also some incredible opportunities.
Okay.
To really wrap our heads around it, I think it helps to look at how AI is already changing the game in other fields.
Okay, let's dive right in. One of the biggest concerns we see popping up again and again is, can AI actually replace creative jobs?
Right.
I mean, are robots going to be writing novels and composing symphonies anytime soon?
Well, let's just address that head on.
Okay.
AI is already getting pretty good at automating certain creative tasks.
Yeah.
And those examples from the articles, like AI generating logos or even composing short musical pieces, those are real.
Yeah.
We're talking about programs like DALL-E and Midjourney that can pump out designs based on just a few keywords. Even music generation is seeing some pretty mind-blowing advancements.
So, does that mean human creatives are facing a future of obsolescence? Should we all be brushing up on our coding skills right now?
It's not quite as dire as some headlines might suggest.
Okay.
Remember, AI thrives on patterns and predictable tasks. It excels at automation, taking those repetitive, time-consuming tasks off our plates. So yes, certain entry-level roles or jobs heavily reliant on those repetitive processes might see a shift.
Right.
Companies are always looking for ways to boost efficiency, and AI can definitely play a role there. But it's crucial to remember AI still lacks that unique human spark.
Okay, so there's the threat side of the coin, but you've also mentioned opportunities, and that's what I'm really curious about. How can AI actually enhance creativity rather than replace it?
Imagine this. What if instead of replacing you, AI became your superpowered creative partner? What if it could take over the tedious parts of your job, freeing you to focus on the big picture, the strategic thinking, the emotional nuance that AI can't quite grasp?
So instead of spending hours color correcting images or tweaking font sizes, you could use AI to handle that, giving you more time to focus on the overall message and impact of your design. I like where this is going.
Exactly. Think about a program like Adobe Sensei.
No.
It's already integrated into several Adobe creative softwares.
Right.
And it can do things like automatically remove backgrounds from images, suggest different layouts for your designs, even analyze the emotional undertones of famous artwork to help you evoke similar feelings in your own creations.
That's wild. So it's not just about AI creating art, it's about AI helping us understand and even enhance our own creative processes.
Precisely. It's like having a digital apprentice who can analyze massive amounts of data in seconds, spot trends you might miss, and offer up a buffet of creative options you can then refine and build upon. This allows human creatives to focus on what they do best: the high-level conceptualizing, problem-saving, and imbuing their work with that unique emotional depth that only humans can bring. And that's where things get really exciting, because AI isn't just changing how creatives work, it's also creating entirely new job categories.
Ooh, okay, I'm all ears. Tell me more about these new creative career paths. What's on the horizon? New job categories, you say. This is where I think a lot of us creatives need some reassurance. So tell me, what kind of jobs are we talking about here? Are we all going to have to become AI whisperers or something?
That's a great question, and it speaks to a very real anxiety people have about this shift. But honestly, some of these emerging roles sound incredibly cool. For starters, think about who's going to be designing those immersive, augmented reality experiences everyone's talking about, or crafting interactive stories that respond to your every choice.
Okay, that does sound way more exciting than filling out spreadsheets all day.
Yeah.
But those sound like pretty high-level creative roles. What about those of us who might not be coding wizards or AR pioneers? What skills are going to be most valuable in this AI-powered creative landscape?
You hit the nail on the head. It's about skills, not just job titles. And the good news is the skills that will be most in demand are deeply human. Take emotional intelligence, for example. AI can analyze data and generate content, but it can't replicate genuine human empathy or understanding.
So even in a world saturated with AI-generated content, those who can connect with audiences on an emotional level, tell stories that resonate, and infuse their work with that unique human touch will still be in high demand.
Absolutely. Think about it this way. AI can help you analyze thousands of data points about what makes a story engaging, but it's a human who can take that data and craft a narrative that truly moves people, a story that sticks with them long after they've finished reading or watching.
That makes a lot of sense. But it's not just about being a good storyteller, right? There are other skills that will be important for creatives to nurture as AI becomes a bigger part of the picture.
You're right. Adaptability is going to be key. The creative landscape is always evolving, but AI is accelerating that evolution. Creatives who are willing to learn new tools, experiment with new technologies, and constantly update their skill sets will be the ones who thrive. It's like the saying goes, the only constant is change.
It's like we need to become AI fluent, not necessarily coding experts, but able to understand and utilize these tools to our advantage, much like we've done with previous technological advancements. Remember when Photoshop was this mysterious, intimidating program? Now look at it. It's an essential tool for millions of creatives worldwide.
Exactly. And just like AI is being used to personalize shopping recommendations, imagine being a graphic designer who can use AI to analyze their client's target audience, understand their preferences, and tailor their designs accordingly. It's about leveraging the power of AI to make our work even more targeted and impactful.
So instead of replacing us, AI can actually help us become even better at what we do, freeing us up to focus on those uniquely human aspects of creativity, like emotional resonance, strategic thinking, and pushing those creative boundaries.
Precisely. It's about shifting our perspective from seeing AI as a threat to recognizing it as a powerful tool that can amplify our own creative potential.
I love that. But let's be honest, it's easy to get caught up in the what-ifs and the anxieties surrounding such a transformative technology. So let's bring it back down to earth for a second. For the listener tuning in right now, what's one tangible action they can take today to prepare themselves for this AI-powered future?
That's a great question. I'd say the most important thing is to stay curious.
Stay curious. I like that. So often, fear kind of stems from the unknown, right?
Right.
But if we approach AI with a sense of curiosity, of exploration, it becomes less intimidating.
Yeah.
And more like, well, another tool in our creative arsenal.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to roll up your sleeves and play around with some of the AI tools out there. Experiment, see what they can do. You might be surprised by what you discover, both about the technology itself and about your own creative process.
It's like, you were a kid experimenting with finger paints for the first time. It's messy and unpredictable, but also incredibly exciting. Who knows what you'll create?
You mailed it. It's about embracing that sense of playfulness and discovery. And as you experiment, you'll naturally start to develop that AI fluency we talked about. You'll start to understand how these tools can be integrated into your workflow, how they can help you streamline tasks, generate ideas, and push your creative boundaries.
It almost feels like AI is pushing us to redefine what it means to be creative, wouldn't you say? What does that even mean?
Absolutely. It's a really fascinating time to be having this conversation.
Right.
Because it really begs the question, what is creativity in the age of AI? It's not about AI replacing human creativity. It's about AI expanding the very definition of creativity.
I love that. It's like how photography didn't replace painting, right?
Right.
It just created a whole new form of artistic expression.
Precisely. And just like photographers had to master the technical aspects of their craft, things like lighting, composition, exposure, to fully realize their artistic vision, creatives in the age of AI will need to develop a similar fluency with these new tools. It's about understanding their strengths and limitations and knowing how to leverage them to tell better stories, create more impactful designs, and connect with audiences in deeper and more meaningful ways.
So instead of fearing AI, we should be embracing it as an opportunity for growth, for exploration, for pushing the boundaries of what's possible in our respective creative fields.
Exactly. This is not the time to shy away from technology. It's the time to embrace it, to shape it, to mold it into a tool that helps us unlock new levels of creative expression.
Well said. As we wrap up our deep dive today, I'm left with a sense of excitement, a feeling that we're on the cusp of a new creative renaissance, one where human ingenuity and artificial intelligence collaborate to create things we can't even imagine yet.
And the most exciting part, we get to be a part of it. We get to shape this future.
And on that note, I think it's time for us to sign off and go experiment with some of those AI tools ourselves. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some AI-generated masterpieces to share with you all next time.
Now that would be a deep dive.
It sure would. Thanks for joining us, everyone. And until next time, keep those creative sparks flying with or without the help of our AI friends.
Beyond the Hype, a fashion lifestyle tech podcast.